Dang, look at this Echo guy with only 1668 MMR, but he takes down Wantu and Cithrin, who were both recently above 1800. So he's on to the next round, and up next is Eugene. But spawning at the bottom left will be our current reigning Gauntlet champion, EchoGoodman. He took down 2 Night Elves, but now is a much different story. He gets Undead Mirror. And he's sticking with the Ghoul build, which we often saw in the Elf series as well. But I'm not sure which hero he's going to go for. If it's going to be DK, Lich, Crypt Lord. I feel like Lich, but we'll see. On the other side, top right spawn, the newcomer, Eugene, in the blue. And I mean, we'll see what he has to offer. He is also going for the Ghoul build opener. Very similar base layouts from both. But I think Eugene will go Crypt Lord. Yeah, we do see the Crypt Lord. On the other side, it is going to be the Lich. So this is kind of what I expected. Luckily for Eugene, he had a little bit of Undead Mirror practice. He faced Big Murphy for FoM League just before this. And he actually played Crypt Lord versus Lich as well on this map as his last game. So he should be prepared for it, but we'll see what happens or what he does. But I think the most interesting thing here is to see what sort of style they go for. Do they both go for expansions? Does the Lich player harass right away? Do any of them try to mix in an extra creep before going to harass? I think Eugene's going to go straight for the Expo. He's already sold his TP. Gets a Ritual Dagger as well. And no Sacrificial Skull. So maybe not an Expo play then. Or he's going to come back for the Sac Skull after. And the other side, Echo as well, is creeping the small camp first. Gets a couple Skellies. Brings the healthy ghouls. And I think he's planning to harass now. Or level 2 maybe? Looks like level 2.
Player's forces are under attack.
Do we see this? Do we see this? We got a second crypt. It's gonna be likely an all-in. He could still expand with a second crypt instead. But generally you would put the second crypt up after the Ziggurat and Expo. And he's heading straight over. Going to catch out the Lich here, but no Impale. It is Beatles. Only level 1. And he's trying to get a surround here. It looks like he's going to close it. It's surrounded Lich, but he has Cloak and he has a TP. And the Crypt Lord does not have a TP. He's just surrounded. This push is over before it even started. And now Eugene just has to abandon it for a while. Lich not going to chase. I think if he has a ritual available, which he does, he could have ritualed a ghoul and Nova'd the 2 ghouls running. But, I mean, alright, start for Echo, I guess. Got the graveyard coming up. And this ghoul all in is looking over, dude.
Under attack.
Eugene's creeping with no hero, the classic, but it is going to be up in time. And now he needs to really bring all the healthy... He honestly needs to bring the weak ghouls as well and use that Ritual Dagger. Because he needs to get something done. That being said, Echo's going to be like level 3 already. And how are you going to fight level 2 Nova? And he has a Ritual Dagger himself to heal up. He's in great position. We do see the Ritual Dagger used, but he didn't bring all the ghouls. There's 2 more ghouls that could have been brought and healing up by the dagger right now. that's a big deal. That's 4 more food he could have. He doesn't even have like a ghoul advantage with double crypt and no tech against tech. Somehow Eugene is just much lower in supply, but he does have a bunch of beetles going in. However, the illusions aren't actually tanking. None of the acolytes are dying. The tech's already complete. And the lich is here with supernovas. This is definitely not going to work. Even a roar scroll used, going to get a small amount of value. Might have even been better to sell the roar and buy mana potions. Because honestly, at this point, the lich is just going to solo this by himself. And this ghoul all in is just a big fail. I don't know if Eugene can even recover from this. Like, tech's literally already done. And Eugene's sitting here just starting his tech. He's going to be facing Orb by the time that his tier 2 comes online. This is not the ghoul rush that he was thinking it was going to be. Oh, but what is this? I didn't even realize Echo actually built extra acolytes. He's got 2 extra acolytes now, and they're just sitting over here. Is Echo going to expand? No, he is going tier 3. Yeah, he's going to have Orb by the time Eugene's second hero comes out. The Death Knight's going to come out, and the Lich is going to be like level 4 with Orb. That is going to be a sad Death Knight. He's going to get focused all day long. And Echo looks to be in prime position to continue his winnings. Eugene's trying to come in here and do something, but he's only level 2, no impale. Trying to go first round, but there's still the cloak, there's a staff as well, there's no impales. Echo's actually trying to fight out though, when really he should just hide. Yeah, let the creeps do the job for you. Does hide now, and Eugene's like, well, that's awkward. I guess I'll just walk away. Oh, Eugene had 2 ghouls, is sitting here. Yeah, I think he just had way too few ghouls, and the push was way too late because he lost a 0. It was just... It just didn't work good. I also think if you're going to do these ghoul rush all-ins, you need to just unsummon your altar as well. Maybe even the relics. Like, if you're going to do an all-in, make it an all-in. Don't make it a half-hearted commitment that ends up being a failed strategy after anyways. Because like he's still fighting on, but you shouldn't even give yourself the option to fight on. Just make it a commitment. And now Echo is just going to crush this beetle. Beetle has invuln, but not even going to be able to use it, just dies. Level 4 Lich. And he's gonna have Orb, like I said, by the time the Death Knight's out. Maybe even sooner if the Crypt Lord's revive from the altar. No, Crypt Lord will be fought from the center. Trying to compete for the center creep, but there's another Nova. And he could even ritual a ghoul for a second Nova. Like, there's no way Eugene can ever get this. He's got a level 2 B. It's just dead again. The singular G. And this was not how Eugene wanted to open the series. But yeah, that was just all Echo, all game. Yeah, let's jump into it. It's game 2, EchoGoodman with the 1-0 lead. The failed ghoul rush by Eugene. Will we see more standard play this time? And both having the same sort of opener. This seems to be the flavor these days. You get your crypt and your altar and then your relics hidden behind them. It's very decent for having your relics right by your altar, as well as protected by 2 buildings. But it does miss out on something that Undeads were also doing for a while, which is the ziggurat. Now you don't really have a good place for your ziggurat. Unless Undeads want to start moving this crypt up like 4 squares and then put a ziggurat like right here. You'd have like a little avenue here to still move. You'd have a frost tower that covers the whole front. it's an option. But this seems to be the style. Ghoul build, relics hidden behind, and it's going to be Cryptlord versus Cryptlord, I think. Yep, Cryptlord Mirror. This one is messy. We saw Cryptlord Mirror for a while in the past when Cryptlord got buffed, and it's just messy fights with beetles getting summoned. And honestly, one of the biggest deals in Cryptlord Mirror like this is making sure you're always summoning beetles and using your Rod of Necromancy whenever available. You want to be the one with the extra summons out, because if your opponent, if two things die and your opponent gets both corpses, suddenly they have +2 beetles, +2 skellies over you, and you know that's just way too many numbers. So you have to always be on top of it. You have to get your own summons out. And it'll likely be expansion versus expansion. So, oh, it's lagging. Am I lagging? I didn't drop frame, or no, maybe I did drop frames. Drop like 60 frames. Well, hopefully it's fine now. But yeah, Eugene's gonna go straight for the Expo. Echo on the other side, going to go for a camp first. I think straight Expo is probably better, especially with the Expo being this easy, because you want to be able to get your Ziggurat and your gold mine up as quick as possible. This will allow Eugene to either try to harass and cancel the Ziggurat, since he can actually do so now, or to just, you know, have his stuff finished quicker and be ready for defense. I will say I'm a bigger fan of people. Oh, is Ghoul gonna get in range? No. When the Ghoul's slowed like that, you gotta be careful because the aggro will switch back to it. But he does get out. And it's going to be Ring Gloves versus Ring. Eugene actually doesn't have a second camp yet and is trying to take the Murlocs aggressively. Very interesting call, because he knows Echo is either going to come here or, you know, he's going to scout here, right? I don't really like the call of going for these Murlocs instead of your own Murlocs. Eugene trying to be maybe a little too fancy, trying to steal creeps, but honestly, just do the solid play. Take your own Murlocs, defend, or try to cancel your opponent's Expo. But it's not even an Expo by Echo. He still has his TP, no Sax Bowl. And Eugene's surrounded again, but he does get out this time. Counter Impale to run away. No Impale for Echo. He's only got 90 mana. He will have an Impale potentially soon. And Eugene needs to be careful. He doesn't actually have a Ritual Dagger this time, but he will have a Nerubian soon. It's not actually finished though, and there's only one Acolyte to repair. But Echo gets surrounded. Is this the right call? Echo does have a TP, and the surround doesn't actually kill the Cryptlord either. He will get out. And it looks like Echo's going to get this Nerubian. It finishes, and then it just dies after being finished. And now Eugene might be counter-surrounded. He's getting stuck in the back of his base, the back of the gold mine, and he's just surrounded. Eugene's gonna lose his Cryptlord. And Echo's level 3 super beetles are gonna come in, and Eugene's just not gonna have anything. This is gonna be like a 10-minute series. Oh no. Eugene's going for the last ditch play of the beetle kill, and Echo just lets it die. Why? 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 Look at this big blood splatter from that beetle, dude. Why is he dead? He had a TP, and he had like 10 minutes to TP. I thought he was being too greedy, and then he actually still survived with like, you know, less than 20 health or something. And then he still didn't TP and just died. I don't know what happened or where he was looking, but suddenly Eugene is back in the game. And the reason Eugene is back in the game is because this level 3 loss, the level 3 hero loss, is a huge deal. It's gone for so long. But wait. Eugene's supply blocked without a hero. Oh no. He made more units. And he doesn't even have a hero, and he's going for a ghoul. What is this? Stormgate preview? Oh no. What am I watching? And now we get the Tavern rebuy. I was going to say this is much better for Eugene because he's going to have a full health Crypt Lord, 100 mana. The Crypt Lord's going to already be out much quicker than the level 3 one. But he was supply blocked the whole time because his Ziggurat at the Expo died. And now he's got a half health, no mana, level 2 Crypt Lord. And the level 3 Crypt Lord's already back. Summoning beetles with the mana. Echo still looking very strong here, even with the hero loss. But it was definitely a messy fight. It wasn't the type of messy fight I was expecting. I was expecting just lots of unit kills and like beetles and skellies coming everywhere, but instead it was just heroes dying, which was not what I expected. Eugene trying to do what he can to get level 3, and he should be able to get it here with a Ritual Dagger as well to heal up his Crypt Lord. Going to get Slippers. Not going for the dagger just yet though. Needs to bring his units together. Echo on the other side only really got one small camp himself for a Ring of Superiority, and now he's heading for a small Murloc. Very low value. Once you have these level 2 beetles as a Crypt Lord, you can go for much bigger camps than this. This camp's a little annoying because there's not very many corpses and it's tucked in, but you could even go for this. I guess he wants to do a Murlocs first and then this. But yeah, Eugene's taking big camps, right? He's got these level 2 beetles. He's like, yo, I'm just gonna take your lab, bro. I'm just gonna take your lab. And with it being daytime already, he could actually go for a Zeppelin and Zeppelin drop. Or just Zeppelin to save himself. Looks like he's going to get spotted here. Picks up the Bone Chimes. Zeppelin is purchased. Can he get his ghouls and Crypt Lord in? Looks like he does. Zeppelin doesn't get netted, but he needs to be careful. I don't want to leave this here. Oh, he's going to save the last ghoul and fly away. But I don't know if he can really harass. There's already a Lich with Orb. And Eugene doesn't have a TP. He will get maybe one Acolyte. But he's going to potentially lose everything. I don't know if he realizes, but he does not have a TP and this is not the play and he's dead. However, Echo did not switch the aggro quick enough. Zeppelin is going to be able to get out, but he does lose 2 ghouls for this and actually killed nothing. He stopped a little bit of mining time. You know, Echo is 300 gold behind now with these Acolyte pulls, but yeah. That was not the play. And it's going to be double slaughter. Ooh, what am I watching, dude? It's going to be like mass destroyers. I don't hate it. He is against a Crypt Lord and lots of ghouls. But he's not going to have the destroyers out. He's only halfway to tier 3. And there's already frenzy ghouls staring him down. There is no level 2 DK for the Aura though. But he has Heal Scroll, Potion, TP, Invuln. Got a statue. And his beetles can't be dealt with properly because there's no destroyers. Eugene can do some Zeppelin micro, but the Zeppelin is half health. And we do have a fight here. Huge Impale, but it is only level 1 Impale, so light damage. But he's against Orb and Nova. And he just doesn't have the tools himself to fight back. He's going to have to cower in his own base and wait for statues. But he has triple tower upgrades. Oh no, he canceled one of them. But now he has no statues coming and the slaughter is getting focused. Look at how quickly the normal damage frenzy ghouls can just take out these buildings. Echo, I think, is going to take it out completely, and I think that's a good call. Even has guards coming in as well. Eugene will have some beetle illusions up front. They are tanking quite a bit, but we see the Impales coming in, the Novas coming in, and then of course Orb just putting in work here. Not to mention the double statue in the background is huge. Eugene does got double statue himself now. Is the Vampire going to have any factor though? It does not look like it because he does not have frenzy. His tier 3 only just finished. Lich isn't even out, and the altar might get killed here. Nice Impale to slow the damage, but I think it's still gonna get killed. The frenzy ghouls, the beetles, too strong. The Lich will not be coming out for Eugene, and he's stuck with just 3-1 Criplord DK against 4-2-1 Orb, Lich, and Echo. Not satisfied with killing just the Slaughter and Altar, looked to be wanting to push forward more, but he's gonna regroup a bit, get his beetles up front. He's got 5 beetles and there's no destroyer form yet. It is almost done though. Once this destroyer farm finishes, I think he actually has to morph both, or at least one of the statues, maybe both, and just get rid of these beetles, try to pick off ghouls. Because yeah, Eugene needs to do something to get back into the game. Because if it ends up where Echo just pulls back with no losses, he's just way ahead. But I don't know if Eugene can even do anything. Got no mana. Got a mana potion, but no Lich, no Orb. And Echo's just gonna steal the lab right back. Level 2 on his Lich now. Gloves of Haste. Gets his own Vampira. And he's got an expansion running. This is a big difference maker. Not only was he way ahead in the fight, but he expanded behind it. And at this point, I don't think there's really comeback material when you have an expansion like this. And the free fiend, the ensnare. Ooh, the coil comes in, but it's surrounded and just dies. We do see the web coming out on this destroyer, but there's no damage to follow it. Eugene just doesn't have anything. He's only got beetles. And Echo just going to do the smart thing. As much as you'd like to potentially just push in and end the game, as Undead especially, you can always just keep creeping. Like, these Undead heroes scale so well with levels and items. And that's what he's doing. We got a little bit of a fight here. Eugene ready to fight with his Destroyer morph and the Nova and his own orb, but he's going to get counter focused on his Death Knight. Death Knight falls level 3 on Echo's Death Knight, and the Criplord is the next focus. Eugene did get a lot of damage on the ghouls though, a lot of pickoffs that he wanted, but losing his Death Knight is a bit too costly. It is only level 1, but he needs the Death Knight on the field. He needs to be getting his own Death Knight to level 3, or at least level 2 for the aura. And instead he's facing down a level 3 Death Knight on the other side. We got 4-3-2 against 3-1-1. Big hero level difference. Decent engage. Being able to do the double destroyer morph and pick off all the ghouls, but not enough. And now Echo with the expansion is just going to go into the safe, solid fiend play. Not going to do any sort of ghoul gargs or hit and runs. Just going to be safe. And I think that's good. And he's going double temple. I'm unsure of why double temple. I think a temple is good here if he wants to add some banshees, but double temple is a bit questionable because he is facing lots of destroyers. Like, he already sees 2 destroyers. He knew that Eugene was wanting to do double slaughter earlier, so he might be wanting to do even more destroyers. So if it's just lots of destroyers, these double temples are not going to do anything. And Echo also not pulling the red camp, and now Eugene's trying to steal it. But I think Echo will be able to compete for it now and take it. The level 6 going to be hard for Eugene to secure against these 4-3-3 hero levels. Do we have a Nova coming in? Do we have a counter coil? No Nova on the backline. Beetle's getting taken out. Oh, look at this Death Knight! Wait, why is the armor count wrong? Oh, now it shows 13. Did you see that? It only showed 9 armor. Bugged game? Anyways, Eugene's Crypt Lord goes down, and now the Death Knight is going to be next. I think. Yeah, we got the Nova. Death Knight down. The hero levels are just way too much. Echo's got 5-3-3 now. He's almost 5-4-3. Eugene just left with his Lich alive, trying to move out. But little does he know, he's facing down an expansion and double temple, double banshee production. Yeah, that was weird. The armor count showed 4 + 9, even though he had triple rank. And then it updated to 4 + 13. Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't bugged, it was the orb, right? He must have got hit by the orb and it was minus armor. Okay, that makes sense. I was just looking purely at the armor count and I'm like, why? I wanted to see what crazy armor he had. Oh no, Eugene's gonna lose his Lich here too. He's just stranded. More hero kills. Any hero focusers? The singular big G this time. And EchoGoodman 2-0 lead. I think Eugene realized the expansion was up there and was like, okay, dude. It's literally over. Alright, game 3. EchoGoodman with a quick 2-0 lead. Is he going to continue his Gauntlet run? Or is Eugene going to finally start making his comeback? He's going to do the Fiend build opener now. He actually did this against his opponent in FoM League earlier as well. On this map. So maybe feeling comfortable with it. Going to go for it again. And we'll likely not see an expansion from him at least. But Echo could still expand himself. Will it be Crypt Lord again for Echo? Or is he going to go Lich again? He's tried both. He could even mix it up with like Death Knight or Dreadlord, but I'm thinking Crypt Lord or Lich. What's it gonna be? It is the Crypt Lord. And Eugene as well. Probably a Crypt Lord. I don't think there's enough space for Ziggurats here, is there? Maybe there is actually. For some reason it looks like 2 spaces to me. But it might just be like this acolyte making it go up. I don't know. Maybe Ziggurats can fit here. I assume they can, yeah. Yeah, it is going to be Crypt Lord, but it is Fiend build opener, which provides a lot different dynamic to this because Eugene is now going to have his TP for once, which he has been in desperate need of after the previous 2 games where he got surrounded and died. And he's also not going for an expansion, so he'll just creep So just creep, get his levels, not get harassed at his expo. And we'll see what he can do with that. Doing a little fiend pull here, getting some free damage in. Already did over 100 damage here. And the fiend just full health. On the other side, Echo already getting his expo up though. So this is the right call when you're against a fiend build like this. He doesn't know, because there's no scouts from either side. But this is, you know, blindly the common play with Criplord anyways. And it ends up being really good here. He will have Ziggurat, and once he gets the wood, probably the gold mine. But he's actually pulling ghouls already. So this is a play where he wants to be aggressive against Eugene's gold mine, but it's actually the wrong play. Because Eugene is just creeping with fiends. And now Echo has no expansion, and no expansion for a long time because there's no wood. And this is where everything goes wrong for Echo. He just got completely mind gamed here, and Eugene's in a great position finally. That being said, Echo can bully him away a little. You don't really want to commit to against the Impale Criplord here until you have a bunch of beetles and skellies built up. So he'd like to pull back to here and get another set of beetles. But yeah, he's just kind of jockeying for position, maybe baiting out an Impale. And this is just all fine for him, because there's no gold mine still. Echo doesn't have wood. Got completely outplayed by himself. he thought he was making this great call, like, oh, I'm going to get over there right away. I'm going to be able to harass. This Eugene guy keeps getting surrounded. I can just punish him at his expo. And then there was no expo. Eugene's just creeping. He's got 4 fiends now. He's gonna have level 2 himself, and the ghouls can no longer fight. There's 5 ghouls against 4 fiends. Eugene just needs to turn and fight. Yeah, there is going to be the Impale. He will lose probably a fiend, maybe? No, it does manage to sneak out. Kills a ghoul, and now he's going to kill another ghoul. Minus 2 ghouls. Good trade for Eugene. Echo is buying time for his expo, but how much are the losses here? Oh, 3rd ghoul. It does cost a 2nd Impale, so it is expensive, but 3 ghouls is huge. And look at this XP. The singular fiend Impale just to try to dodge surround, but I guess he was really worried because he didn't have a TP, but I think he would have been fine regardless. That being said, he does have an expansion coming up now, but it's so late. Look at this. He still needs to produce acolytes and then tech. Oh wait, he's got another Acropolis. He can tech now if he wanted. But he had another ghoul coming, a graveyard coming. His tech's kind of late. He still needs 2 more acolytes, and Eugene's about to read tier 2. And he's got level 3 Criplord. Eugene in an amazing position this game, especially compared to the previous 2 games. And the Fiend build just completely catches Echo off guard. Echo trying to get some creeping done now, but he just has so little to work with. All of his ghouls went back to wood. He had his ghouls pulled for so long that he felt the need to put them all onto wood. However, he does bring them out now. We got 5 ghouls coming back into the fight. 2 weak ghouls up front. Might be picked off. This ghoul is going to get picked off. Another ghoul down. That's 4 ghouls total so far. And a 5th ghoul. Look how quick they die to these fiend shots. He doesn't even have a damage upgrade yet. And Eugene has 4 level 2 beetles on the field. He gets the replenishment potion canceled, but he got some value out of it, I guess. And he's on his way to tier 3. Death Knight out. Just needs his slaughter once he gets the wood for it. He has it now. Slaughter on the way. Nice macro there. And he's just picking off ghouls. Echo's doing everything to defend here, and he's just losing ghouls. Look at these free shots. Look at these. It's just like 2 volleys of a fiend, of all these fiends, and the ghoul just dies. Shop's gonna go down. Eugene is like, yo, bro, I can play Warcraft too, dude. He's back in it. That being said, there is still the expansion up for Echo. And he's about to reach level 3 off this beetle, and then he's gonna have his own level 2 beetles. Yeah, we have the level 3 now, his own level 2 beetles. However, he only has 2 rod uses left, and the shop is gone. And now the Death Knight on the field is just going to prolong this harass. Echo's going to have to keep fighting, but he's gonna not have any wood economy when he reaches tier 2. He's only got 1 ghoul on wood. There's no ghouls over here, and he's producing fiends. He's gonna be able to make a couple more fiends, and then he's just gonna have to make ghouls. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to make more ghouls, but he has to. Meanwhile, Eugene's he's just gonna take out the crypt. No damage upgrades on the way, but tier 3 is getting close to finished. Burrow as well is going to be huge, forcing his opponent to probably buy dust once he gets a shop or makes it to the shop in the center. Yeah, Eugene's just taking control of everything, and I like this. He's just got so much here. Forcing the triple repair. Surrounded on the fiend coming in from the expo. Free kill here. I think the expo crypt should have actually been building ghouls, because he has an Acropolis. Yeah, he's building ghouls now. That's the smart play. Because he has an Acropolis to mine there anyways, and he knew he needed ghouls. But sadly, he does get that 1 fiend picked off, and Eugene is still here. He still wants more, and he might be able to get the crypt or altar and then force more repair. It is going to be the Death Knight queued up with the last of his resources, but he should have enough for repair still. And Eugene has 1 coil left. Death Knight's getting focused, getting slowed. Oh no, Death Knight could be falling. There's a little bit of beetle block here, but no imp. Oh, almost gets the counter surround, and now we're going to see the impale. Can he get in position? Almost, but there is the fiend here. Eugene's trying to keep closing it, but the beetle just squeezes out the top side. How did that happen? That being said, I don't even know if Echo's Crypt Lord would have died. Death Knight. Oh my god, Death Knight just gets slapped. No. Eugene, where's your Death Knight, bro? And suddenly Echo's back in it a little bit, but Eugene should still be comfortably ahead because he has his Lich on the field with an orb, about to enter the fight, and he's already got double statue as well. And once he gets that first destroyer too, the destroyer is just going to be a huge difference maker. Oh, I don't know if Echo realizes, but when the altar is dead, he can't go tier 3 either. He needs to rebuild the altar to get tier 3. He never got tier 3 tech started. Oh no. Eugene might be able to get the kill here before a coil or potion. Potion does come out. And Eugene's just going to pull back, but not for long. He's got the Lich here. The Death Knight as well. He's got a new rod. He's got his orb. And this is going to be the potentially the final push. Yeah, we see the altar started and he can't tech. It's just tier 3 versus tier 2 undead. And an expo doesn't mean so much when you're facing down an orb of corruption. There's just been too many losses on Echo's side, and he's sitting here with a decent account of fiends, but no statues. Does he have a slaughter here? No, he's trying to build it. Oh no. So it's just pure fiends so far against fiends, statue, and orb tri-hero. As long as Eugene keeps the statues getting mana and keeps his heroes alive, he should be in a great spot. Going to pick off a fiend here, I think. Didn't even need to invest the Nova, the last shot skillet. Oh, he's probably going to save this Nova for this Death Knight. That Death Knight ever ends up out of position again, he's going to be insta-killed. Crypt might be going down here too in a second. That's going to be huge. Cut the production in half, especially with that slaughter not even finished yet. That was indeed an impale. That happened. And now Eugene's just pushing forward. Might be able to go for a hero kill here. Doesn't have a Nova available. His Crypt Lord's getting focused a bit, but he has a coil, he has a TP, he should be fine. But if he does have to get out, oh, going to get some ghoul kills. Ghoul kills are going to be huge here. If he gets the ghoul kills and TPs, I think that's actually fine. Yeah, smart play. Oh, it's going to go for the Fiend instead. Doesn't actually get it or the ghoul. Went for a bit of both. But the ghoul kills are huge. Because Echo, look at Echo, he still has no wood again. And he just lost 2 more ghouls at the end of that fight. He did force the TP. He does have the slaughter up, but it's 1 crypt, 1 slaughter, 2 acolytes missing.
Player's forces are under attack.
1 acolyte missing. He's mining with 7 on 2 bases. And Eugene's just going to creep up, let the statues do their work, and then push again once he reaches maybe 5-3. I don't even know if he'll wait till 5-3. He might just go 5-2-2. You know, like 1 more camp for 5 on the Crypt Lord could be good. But it looks like he just wants to push in, and he might get a creep check here. Did he see this Fiend? He does now. Death Knight needs to be careful. Ensnare goes on the Beetle. Do we see the Impale into Nova? Impale, Nova, Orb. Death Knight's just dead. Echo had his Death Knight pulled back for a second, but then it went back into the fight and just died. And now we see the nice little blocks going to secure that statue kill. And once again, Echo's without a statue. He's got another one producing, but it's stranded at the expansion. His tier 3, 2/3 done. And now might be a time where Eugene wants to potentially expand himself behind this. But honestly, he could just keep pushing food into 60, 70 range and just keep killing stuff. Oh, would be nice to get some beetles on these acolytes. But not doing so far. And he's got level 5 Crypt Lord. And he did go max level beetles. I do actually like that because there is no destroyers for a long time still, and the fiends are just falling. Eugene's getting huge pickoffs everywhere, and once these super beetles come out, like, what do you do against them? Look at these boys, 440 health and 24.5 average damage. They're just pretty strong here. This is normal damage coming in. They're hitting for like 30 on these fiends. Oh, Death Knight! Death Knight gets revived and just instantly killed. Oh no. Echo. Echo, what can you do? He's got 3 fiends and a Crypt Lord left. I think his tier 3 may have finished, but no orb picked up and the shop's gone now. He's still trying to produce more, but he's missing an acolyte here. Did he ever get the acolytes in his main? Crypt Lord having to run away. He's still missing the 2 acolytes here as well. He's got no production in his main. Double heroes queued up. He's about to be supply blocked again. And his units are all stranded. The acolytes are bringing the heat, slapping the beetle down. But the Crypt Lord finally falls. Echo calls a GG. 2 Gs in 1 game, and it will be Eugene taking the 3rd game. 1-2 score. Yeah, that was much more in Eugene's comfort zone. No selling the TP and getting surrounded nonsense or ghoul rush all-ins. It was just creep, get your levels, pick off your opponent's units when he overextends, and that's what he did. He got so many ghoul pickoffs and carried it to a victory. Okay, we are back in it. Game 4, Eugene finally gets a win under his belt, and the score is now 2-1 in Echo's favor still. And Eugene is back to the ghoul build. So not going to do the fiend build again. Maybe thought it was a one-off catch Echo by surprise. But honestly, he looked much more comfortable that game, where he was able to just play his own game, just get his creeping done, and then punish his opponent's mistakes. The Ghoul build, however, you kind of need to make things happen at certain points, and that's... We'll see if Eugene can make the right calls this time, but the previous couple of times kind of caught out of position, get surrounded, and it did not go well. That is Eugene up here at the top right in the yellow, and he is going to go with the Lich Crippler. More beetles. Any beetle fans? Maybe feeling under pressure after the first couple losses, not wanting to mix it up too much, and just sticking with the Cripplord. Echo on the other side, going back to the Lich. Lich can be pretty strong against Cripplord because you have a lot of aggressive potential with the Nova early, so you're good at slowing or stopping the expansions of the Cripplord player. But he does need to do a better job of not getting surrounded. He actually got surrounded twice last time with Lich. However, he had Cloak of Shadows, and that ended up, you know, not necessarily saving him or winning the game, but it definitely helped a lot. Being able to just hide. And now without the Cloak of Shadows, might have to do something different. He's heading over here. Is there like a critter here that he's looking for? Or did he think Eugene was going? Yeah, he's got the critter here. But Eugene's going to potentially be done with this. Does need to get the Magi before the Lich shows up. Oh, Lich is way too late. And yeah, Cripplord's already almost level 2. Ziggurat coming up. And Eugene can be happy with this. Now, I think the big thing here is to make sure he gets enough wood to get his graveyard up. Or not graveyard, his gold mine up right away. There's no ghouls brought in either by Echo, so I assume he's just fast teching. Yeah, ghouls are all on wood, and now he might be bringing them in. And Eugene can be pretty satisfied with this. He lost a ghoul, but he's already got a Nerubian coming up on the way. And is a little short on resources, but he should be able to get the gold mine up in the next 10-15 seconds if these harvesters are returning wood soon. Maybe longer than that, actually, especially with this harass. Yeah, the gold mine's going to be delayed a bit. Eugene's going to have to hold the push first. But he does have the Nerubian finish now, and if he can micro this on multiple units, it'll help a lot here. He did hit 3 units, or 2 units and the hero already, but he's going for the surround. The Lich has a TP. I don't know if that's the right call. Maybe just getting all the ghoul kills would have been better, especially because it provides corpses for more beetles. And now he's kind of barely in range of his tower, not using the benefit of the Nerubian, but he does get the 1 ghoul pick off still, and another ghoul. Oh, he's gonna go for the surround and does actually not get it. Well, another ghoul falls, and another ghoul might be falling. 2 more are getting slowed. Can he surround one of them? Does go for the ghoul. Oh my, how is this ghoul so slippery? Stay down. The ghoul is killed, and Echo is the one who gets the corpse used. That's something I mentioned in the first game, where you gotta be always on top of summoning beetles and skellies as quick as possible from these corpses. Echo does get the skellies there, but there is enough corpses where Eugene still has 4 beetles and 2 skellies on the field. Getting his acolytes out, but Echo is super teched up. Because he didn't bring ghouls at all early on, he's actually already on the way to tier 3 with a second hero coming. But this could be a moment where Eugene could just get a single acolyte kill with these summons, and it could make a big difference. Oh, but he's going for the surround. I don't know if this is the right call. Tier 2 is already done. He could buy potions. He could potentially survive until the Death Knight's out. But he is going to have to use something. It looks like the TP maybe. Is there enough damage? Yeah, it looks like the TP is going to be forced probably right here. Oh, up top. But doesn't get the potion. However, the Death Knight is out. Coil is on the way. And Eugene's going to go back in. He needs to be careful with his own Crypt Lord though. Doesn't want to get surrounded. And yeah, there's just no killing this Lich. I mean, there's more coils. But forcing another coil, I guess, is not bad. Going to keep getting some big slaps in. Extra +3 damage from this Gauntlet. You know, this Crypt Lord's doing Echo, you kind of just need to run on to Blight. Not bad damage, though. All the coils gone. And all the coils gone is going to make a huge difference for the push later. And it's going to be triple Crypt Ghoul Garg. I think this is a good call. Because the tech differential is so huge, you don't really want to try to go late with Fiend Destroyer yourself. And it's going to be Ghoul Garg. And you can do this at tier 2. Now you will be missing your third hero and your orb for a while. But being able to get a unit advantage early is really the best way for him to be able to ever tech to tier 3. Because if he just tries to tech tier 3 right away, like he's going to get pushed by orb, right? Like tier 3 is already done for Echo. He literally already has the orb. But he doesn't actually have statues. The slaughter was a very late. In return for the very late slaughter, he did get the quick tier 3, the orb. And it looks like he wants to maybe do something here. But he does not have Frenzy yet, I believe. And no statues. No third hero. Maybe just creeping? He only has one ghoul on wood. I guess it's enough for now. But there's going to be a huge wood cost soon. He still needs Destroyer form, which is like 150 wood. And he needs his third hero, probably a Dark Ranger, and that's another, was it like 135 now for Tavern Hero for wood cost?
A player's forces are
It's 280 wood, and he's sitting at 140 with Frenzy on the way. Oh, Ghoul going to fall. That hurts. Dark Ranger picked up. And Eugene's kind of in position to defend. Gargs are on the way. Death Knight on the way. And Eugene's trying to creep jack. Is it going to be the right call, though? Is Crippler's just taking a lot of damage? He did buy a TP, so he is a little safe. Does disrupt the creeping a bit, but it will still go the way of Echo. And it did cost Eugene his mana. He used the Impale there. Oh, also, I just noticed Booster's not working anymore. They must have bugged out mid-game. Maybe there was like a lag spike or something. Let me put the score on the thing. I don't know when Booster crashed, but it usually doesn't load mid-game, so we're just kind of stuck with this. So I'll put this there, and we'll have Booster in the next game, hopefully. Bone Chimes picked up, not too great of an item. Echo looks like he wants to push in, maybe get some ghoul pickoffs. Could be huge with the Nova, the Focus Fire, the Black Arrow to get Skellies. No, he's just gonna back off. Bone Chimes will be sold. TP picked up. Invuln picked up. No heal scrolls, but I guess it is Fiend, so he doesn't necessarily need it. And Garg's hiding over the trees. He doesn't actually have very many Gargs. He's banking at 50 and going tier 3. Is he ready for the counter dive? I mean, this dive is better for Eugene. It's going to be 1 base versus 0 base. So, not necessarily the right call here for Echo. But how fast can Eugene take out the the Acolytes. Because he only has the 2 heroes, no Nova, no Gargs, he's not as suited for killing Acolytes. So maybe it was still better for Echo. He only got 1 Acolyte. Can the Beetle kill one of these red health ones? Oh, does he get 1? Echo! He's looking elsewhere. Did he? Oh, he left a... No, it's just a Skelly. Maybe he was looking at like that or something? I don't know, but he lost an extra Acolyte there, and that's huge. And a lot of mining time. Eugene is finally breaking with the Lich. Not bad. I think because he felt comfortable in his position, banking was actually fine. And yeah, now he's got the 5th Garg, 4th and 5th Guard coming. He's got Frenzy on the way with quite a few ghouls still. And he's got his Lich coming. Probably going to pick up Orb and TP. Maybe should sell the Staff of Telly and pick up Orb. Looks like he's going to buy the Orb directly on the Lich. Just keep creeping. Key here for Eugene now is to get level 2. You need the Unholy Aura. Not only because Unholy Aura is just insane. Oh, we got a little Zeppelin drop, but there's Gargs here. Gargs? Take out the Zeppelin? Do we even have web? Passive Gargs? Gargs coming in. Zeppelin will be killed. Echo doesn't have a TP! He's just dead here! Isn't this just game over? Eugene's got Tri-Hero. Surely he wins in his own base here. Echo just lost everything. There's no way he survives this, right? He needs to get insane micro into tons of Black Arrow skeleton kills. But how can you micro when you have like a 2x2 space to work with? Ooh, Eugene needs to keep this block here though. Eugene needs to keep the block here though. And the Lich needs to stay alive. The Ghoul, the Beetles, block please. Oh, nice mana potion into Coil. The Lich survives. And Echo is somehow getting out. What is happening? But the statues are left behind. Statues are going to be big kills. And Echo going to lose his Lich. Does he lose the Death Knight as well? There is a Nova. The Death Knight will fall. The Dark Ranger falls. He does lose everything in the end. And it is a 2-2 score. He went for the Zeppelin drop, but I don't know if he forgot he didn't have a TP or if he was expecting to get out with the Zeppelin as well. But it did not work. He was just stuck in a corner, and he managed to almost get out, but still ended up losing everything. And Eugene making the Criplord Ghoul build finally work in the 4th game. 2-2. We have a 2-2 score. Game 5, Concealed Hill. And it's going to be Ghoul build for Eugene. And Echo is the one going to mix it up. He's going to go the Fiend build this time. This could be an interesting play. Because the Fiend build is quite slow. So if Eugene wants to clear the expansion here, I think he can do it before Echo even has a chance to harass. Because Echo's going to have 2 Fiends and a Death Knight, and Eugene's going to already be done with like this camp. He's going to have like 4 Beetles, 2 Skellies, maybe another Critter for another 2 Skellies. And he's just going to go here and get like 2.4 or whatever it is. So, and the Death Knight Fiends will just be like just coming out. They'll be like here. So I think this could be good experience-wise for Eugene if he does go for the gold mine. He doesn't necessarily need to expand unless he wants to, but I think he can expand. And I think he can get away with a gold mine before getting harassed. There's not going to be a Lich hanging around. It's just Death Knight Fiends. So the old standard. which is just Fiend build, or I guess sometimes you'd see like fast Death Knight into Fiend builds, but yeah, Fiend build with Death Knight was common for a while in the past.
A player's forces are
And yeah, Eugene's actually just going to go for the gold mine directly. I do think because it was Fiend build like this, it probably would have been better to take the green first and get that extra bit of XP. But either way, this is still good too. He did get a lot of corpses, so he actually has quite a bit of damage and tank ability here. Oh, but he can't lose this ghoul. Can't lose this ghoul. He loses the ghoul. No, he's got like 4 skellies and 4 beetles, and he still lost the ghoul. That hurts, but I guess it's just 1 ghoul. That being said, yeah, Echo is still just starting his first camp. And Eugene, level 2, going to go for the small camp on the side. There was no scout yet, but we do have a Skelly scout, but the Skelly is about to time out. That's why it has to be a beetle scout. You don't want to send a timing out Skelly. And the beetles do less damage and have only 10 less health, but with 2 armor. So they're like just as good at scouting. I would have liked the beetles to be sent out instead of the Skelly, and he does send a beetle out now. But he does the smart play. This was the mistake by Echo when Eugene did the Fiend build, is he didn't get his expansion up quick enough, but Eugene is going for the expansion right away. He's got Acolytes producing. He's going to be able to start mining right away, and having that 2 base economy right away is going to be huge. But there is still potential timings for the Fiend build player. They will be able to get their tier 3 tri-hero in an okay timing, as long as they manage their wood properly. He did add a 3rd ghoul already, so he does have a decent amount of wood economy here. It's Acolyte getting chopped up by a little beetle. But it does have a lot of regen, so it takes a while to kill it. Eugene getting his own creeping done. Level 3. Acolyte finally pulled. A little bit of missed mining time here. And honestly, this missed mining time is sometimes kind of big, because you can lose like 100 gold just from having Acolytes not on the actual mine. He's already down 50 or 60 gold. You know, it's small, but it does matter. And now we have the Nerubian picked up as well. So forced to invest into the Nerubian against the beetles, on top of losing the like 50 gold to Micro and the Acolyte. And now Eugene's coming in with the ghouls, but the tier 2 is almost done. So it's not the optimal timing, but it's not bad either, especially if he can actually get these Acolyte kills. He's just diving in. He's closing the gaps with the ghouls. The Acolytes are all getting stuck. One's going to fall instantly. Do we have an Impale, or is he just going to save it for more beetles? He does not have a TP though, but he does have a staff. However, there is double Frost Tower now with the main finishing, and all the Acolytes. Oh my god, I think there's 2 red health Acolytes left. Eugene needs to be careful with his hero. He's a bit surrounded by his own beetles here, but it looks like Echo just doesn't have enough damage to fight. There's super beetles! Look at these beetles go! Closes this round on the Fiend. Echo's in a rough spot now. Look, he's got nothing mining. It's 2 base versus 0 right now. And Eugene's still pushing forward. That's how strong he is. This is the exact sort of position you want to be in. Eugene, with so many beetles on the field, how can you take them out? Echo needs to get this rod used as soon as possible. He needs the extra skellies on the field to bait out some attacks, but Eugene... Oh, he just resummoned beetles, and those two got unsummoned because of it, because he already had 6 on the field. And the coil comes in, saves the Fiend, but there's only 1 Fiend left and only 3 Acolytes mining. More acolytes getting queued up, and another one might be falling. It's trapped by the other acolyte. Oh no. Beetles will get stuck here though. Level 2 beetles are bigger hitboxes, so they do not fit through these gaps that acolytes do. That's why you usually need the ghouls to fit through here instead. But they can fit through this one small gap. Eugene will have to staff out at some point. I think a good play for... Oh, Echo let the surround out. I was gonna say maybe a play for Echo would be to get like Dreadlord second and get sleep. As weird and bad as it sounds, it would secure a level 4 Crippler kill if he kept the Cripplord surrounded here. Because you could cancel the staff. But the Crippler instead doesn't even need the staff. He is going to staff though, instead of walking out. Wants to get back right away, maybe get another rod, some mana potions, and be on his way. And yeah, he's just, oh my god. Look at this, he's 1200 gold ahead now. He was 50 gold ahead, now it's like 1200. On top of having an expansion that's already mined, what is this, like 1900 or something? A rough start the first 2 games for Eugene, and now it's looking like a potential reverse sweep. Echo also pulled off a reverse sweep earlier in the Gauntlet against Wantu, and then had a close back and forth against Cithrin that also went all 5 games. Oh my, Echo's trying to creep and he can't even do it. He's got 1 Fiend and a Death Knight. But yeah, it's looking like Eugene is probably going to be the one advancing here unless Echo can pull off a miracle. He's down in resources, food, bases, and we got double slaughter. It's going to be mass distro and mass fiends. I don't think the mass distro is necessarily as good here because of no Criplord on the other side, but I don't hate it because Echo's going to be severely down in fiends. Like, there's just not going to be web. Echo can't even afford to spend the time going for web, really. He needs more units. And oh my god, Eugene's already tier 3 and Echo's only just starting his tech. It's a disaster. Oh no. What can you do from this position? Echo's still fighting his hardest, but you know, it's tier 3 2 base undead against tier 2 1 base undead. That's not where you want to be in. And we're going to see a little bit of impale focus. Echo does have a TP if needed, but he should be fine even without it. And Eugene already has his Lich on the field, Orb picked up, Death Knight level 2. He's got all of the things he needs. He's got Unholy Aura, he's got a Crippler that's nearing 5 with a TP, good items, and a Lich with Orb on the way. He's got all this production.
A player's forces are under.
And I have Destroyer form finished, more statues on the way. And on the other side, we got 1 Fiend, 2 Fiends, and a 250 health Death Knight. If ever there was a moment to have Happy Micro, this might be it. But I don't think Happy Micro wins this fight either. This is just a lot. Okay. And yeah. He realizes that he left his Happy Micro at home. He calls the GG. And it will be Eugene with the reverse sweep. 3-2 victory over EchoGoodman. And advancing to play Flame in the next round. We are also nearing the end of the Gauntlet now. There is Eugene versus Flame. And then the winner versus Old Mate Dad. And then the winner of that versus me. Wow.